let's see if this thing runs and doesn't spill coolant everywhere. Alright, here's my 1993 GMC Typhoon. Really good condition, only has 35,000 miles, but it's hurting right now. It had the telltale signs of a heater core issue when the windshield would fog up and would never come clear, and end up with a puddle of coolant in your passenger footwell, which will only end in tears. So cleaned all that up already and bought myself a brand new heater core for 30 bucks at O'Reilly Auto Parts, and we're gonna replace this thing, and hopefully the heater works and the windshield doesn't defog anymore, and it keeps the coolant inside the radiator where it belongs. But first, we got to get this Kenny Bell air filter off because the hoses are way down here. So that's what I'm gonna do next. Okay, I got the driver's side up on jacks. I don't know if you can see down there, but on the driver's side of the radiator, it's really hard. Right there, there's a petcock valve. So we need to drain all the coolant out of this thing. I also disconnected the battery because we have some electronic stuff to deal with later. Alright, while the coolant's draining, it's a good enough time to get this air box off so I can gain access to those tubes down there. So I'm just going to take it off. You just have some clamps to remove, and this thing should slide out. Not everybody has this, of course. Now that I got the air filter and box out, quite a lot of room to get to these troublemakers. Okay, using a set of vice grips, I was able to get the hose clamp off on the top one. So all I have to do is slide this thing back. Alright, I got the top hose off. I had to kind of crush the heater core itself, the fittings. It doesn't really matter since I'm removing that anyway. So now I gotta do is that bottom one with the white clamp down there. I've never been so happy to get a hose off of a fitting. Obviously this is most likely the original heater core, so these hoses did not want to release. So might make it a challenge putting the new one back on, but at least the old one's off. Now I can start on the interior. Alright, so now we're in the car. We got a lot of stuff to remove. All this trim panel pieces, because we got to get up into under here. So I'll start doing that now. You can see where the coolant was coming out right through there. Yep. Alright, here's the bottom kick panel. Remove that. It's like 9/16 hex head screws. It's got a little bit of coolant in it still. Got to clean that up. Okay, I am removing the ECM. And there should be some more. Yeah, there's another bolt right below here. I see I'm still dripping coolant in here, so I got some more cleaning to do as well. Fun times. hopefully this coolant smell will be gone forever. A little Febreze and some soap. We gotta get these four screws from the passenger kick panel. This kick panel's gotta go too. Okay, I got the ashtray out. It helps to remove this little screw, and then this thing flexes a little bit and it just pulls right out. Now you gotta take the radio out. So we're gonna remove this, sorry. I'm gonna remove this screw and this screw. Alright, keep going. Alright, now we got the trim plate off. So now we just gotta get the radio out and unhook that. So we got one screw here, and on the left side there's another one hidden in those wires. So, gonna take that out, unhook it, and that should allow us to get to the behind the radio. Getting closer. Okay, so I got the radio out. It was really just these, there's like a little keyhole on the side, and that was what the hang up was. So, remove the antenna wire, this blue piece, and the black harness. Move those, and you're good. Got the panel out here. We're getting closer. So now we got to take the bottom of the dash out so we can actually get to the heater core. So there's a 10mm bolt right there. Let's get that one out. There's the ECU harness. Oh, jeez. And then that's next. And see how wet it is? I can't wait to fix this thing. So there's a bolt here, 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 and then there's one more up here. Up here you have to get out. And then there's some harder ones. There's two more up here. So we got 4 down below, 2 up top, and the cover should theoretically come off at that point. Alright, so I got all the screws out, and you have to disconnect the vent hose, which, if I can get a light in here, it is pretty easy. Let's just do that. So it's basically just this. Hooks on right here. Unhook that, and you can already see this thing. Sorry. I hope this turns out okay. So you can see this thing wants to come out. It is still dripping coolant, which is not ideal. So, I'm gonna get my other hand all ready. Ugh. Yeah, I'd say this heater core is pretty shot. I can't wait to get it out. So, this splits off. Might have to cut some tape, and mine looks like it should be okay. And this thing should just slide out. Alright, I'm gonna do that. I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Alright, got the cover off. Now you can see the heater core. So there's these bands on the side of it. We gotta take those screws out at the bottom. Other than that, then it should just come right out. Alright guys, we are making some progress. Finally got this crappy thing out, and it was a bitch. You can see down in this area It was all beat up. I don't know what happened there, but it definitely leaks. So I got that in, or that out, and now actually this new one looks so nice being aluminum. Slid right in there. Got the little clips on this right side, and for some reason this $30 heater core doesn't have, it's not exactly the same shape as before. So that spring clip on the left side isn't really long enough. You know, it's offset a little bit, but I believe it's in the right direction and position. It's flush up against the back as far as I can tell, and if you look up here, the hoses or the tubes are nicely in there. So all I gotta really do is hook this bad boy up. Try to remember where everything went on the ECM, the radio, all these bolts, and I definitely need to clean out the carpet, but I might have to take the seat out actually. But first things first, I want to get this thing buttoned up and ready to start her up again. Hopefully this new one is not going to leak. I would hate to have to do this all over again. Alright, we're getting ready to put the heater core cover on. Put this plastic piece through the cover. I'm employing the wife to get her little hands to put back the one screw that's hiding back in the...
You gotta get the camera on my face though, love.
Yay, I got the heater core on, and the cover is on as well. So next up is to attach the hoses. Don't forget to do that. Okay, I got the radio in, got the ashtray in. It's starting to look like a real car. Now I just have these wires down here. It's got to go back up. So here's the computer. Alright, I got all the wires together. Actually, it's really simple since there is no way to do it wrong. So yeah, just take your time, and there's one screw here. Bolt that back in, and we'll be ready to go to the engine bay. After, there's a kick panel, and then the bottom of the dash. After that, we go to the engine bay, and getting so much closer to filling it up with coolant and starting it up. Alright, so I just finished hooking up the hoses. You can barely see that in there. But I got the hoses hooked up. Interior is all done. Just need to start filling up the coolant. And I'll put the air cleaner on in a minute. It's still down there. But I cleaned a bucket, perfectly clean. I'm going to use that to mix my coolant and distilled water. Okay. Alright, well, I got the battery back in. Let's see if this thing runs and doesn't spill coolant everywhere. Hey, it starts. Let's turn this heater on. Well, the radio works. a second and then check the radiator. Maybe I'll take this thing out in the sunshine. But the fan's not working. Uh-oh. Why would the fan not work? Alright. Time to troubleshoot. Alright, here we go. Oh, you can't feel it. But we have air. I just wanted to let you hear the engine. Let's go back to the Mac real quick. It's just really cold out.